بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين أصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد قد قال جل وعلا في كتابه العزيز أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وشاورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله إن الله يحب المتوكلين. Honorable elders and respected brothers, I'm sure most of us want to go home, so I won't take too much of your time, inshallah. What we will do, inshallah, is take some passage of the Quran, take a verse of the Quran, and inshallah we will shed some light on this through the blessed life of the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. The verse I recited, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet alayhi salam, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. It is from the sheer mercy of Allah that you are lenient towards the Sahaba. And this passage comes in the fourth juz of the Holy Quran after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes mention of the campaign of Uhud, in which the Sahaba made a slight error and slight mistake. So the Prophet alayhi salam was a little disappointed with the Sahaba. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. That is from the sheer mercy of Allah that you are lenient and you are soft towards the Sahaba. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ. If you are harsh in your speech, and if you are hard-hearted, لَنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Then these Sahaba would disperse from you. These Sahaba would run away from you. And the Sahaba weren't like me and you. They weren't ordinary people. The Sahaba were so great. And we have to understand the virtue of the Sahaba to understand this verse. Ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu says, من كان مستنا فليستن بمن قد مات فإن الحي لا تؤمن عليه الفتنة. Whosoever wants to follow somebody's sunnah, then he should follow those who have passed away, because the ones who are living, they are not free from the trials and tribulations from Allah, and which are done by the nafs and shaitan. أولئك أصحاب محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم كانوا أفضل هذه الأمة أبرها قلوبا وأعمقها علما وأقلها تكلفا. He says these were the Sahaba. They had the cleanest hearts. No Sufi was greater than the Sahaba. أبرها قلوبا, the cleanest of hearts. وأعمقها علما, and the depth of knowledge was for the Sahaba. وأقلها تكلفا. They were very simple people. They never had formalities like me and you do. So the Sahaba were the greatest. After the Prophets, the Sahaba were the greatest. And in the Fadail, much can be said, but again, not taking too much of your time. So Allah says, as great as these Sahaba are, they would have run away from you, O my Nabi. These Sahaba would have left you. So if you have a hard heart and you're very harsh-tongued, you shun this person and you hurt this person, like the Arabic poet says, جَرَاحَاتُ السِّهَامِ لَهَا الْتِيَامُ وَلَا يَلْتَامُ مَا جَرَحَ الْلِسَانُ. He says that جَرَاحَاتُ السِّهَامِ, the wounds of the arrow and the sword, they leave a mark and they hurt, but some antidote, some medicine can free us from these wounds. But jarahatul lisan, what this tongue does, when you slice someone's heart, when you say something and you break it and you shatter it, there's no antidote to this. You break the person. That's why he said, my Nabi, if you were harsh, they would leave you. They wouldn't sit around you. That's why the very great scholar says, لا يحب الناس فظا غليظا ولو كان تقيا. لا يحب الناس فظا غليظا ولو كان تقيا. He says that people do not like a harsh-tongued person, someone who is harsh in their speech, and someone who is hard-hearted, even if he's pious. They may be pious, صائم النهار وقائم الليل, fasting all day, standing all night. But if they hurt people, do not care about people's feelings, don't care about the moral, the self-esteem of others, then people don't like such a person. In elucidating on this point with the life of the Prophet ﷺ, the great quality of the Prophet ﷺ is that he tapped the life of every individual. I remember the story of the great Sahabi, not that well known, but a Sahabi is a Sahabi radiallahu anhu ajma'een. His name was Zahir radiallahu anhu, and they mentioned كَانَ رَجُلًا زَمِيمًا, that he was a very, very ugly person, unfortunately. Apparently, his face, someone came to Luqman Hakim, and they said that Luqman, you're so ugly, you're so black. He was of African descent. He said, Luqman, you're so ugly. He says that أَتَعِيبُ بِهَذَا عَلَى النَّقْشِ أَوْ عَلَى النَّقَّاشِ. أتعيب بهذا على النقش أو على النقاش? By saying I'm ugly, are you frowning at the pattern, or are you frowning at the pattern maker? Are you taunting my face, or are you taunting the one who made this face? So Allah is the one who makes, and we don't look at faces. إن الله لا ينظر إلى صوركم ولا إلى أجسامكم ولكن ينظر إلى قلوبكم. Allah doesn't look at your face and your body. Allah looks at your heart. So he was ugly, and people didn't like to associate with him. They would run away from him. So he would live in the outskirts of Medina. Nabi alayhi salam says that my contact outside of Medina is Zahir, and inside of Medina I'm his contact. When I go there, when I stay at his house. When he comes in Medina, he stays at my house. So he came to Medina al-Munawwara, and he was in the marketplace. And he was in the marketplace and he was selling some things. So the Prophet ﷺ was going by and he's selling. So Nabi ﷺ holds him from the back. Subhanallah. Anas ibn Malik says that Wallahi kana kaffu Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam alyan min harid. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's palms were softer than silk, softer than linen. So imagine these hands touching the eyes. Imagine these hands touching the body. He's standing, he may be ugly, but the blessed hands of the Prophet ﷺ touched him. So he's in the marketplace and he's selling. The Prophet ﷺ grabs him and he holds him. Look at this mutual love and affection. And he says, مَنْ يَشْتَرِي هَذَا الْعَبْدِ. Nabi ﷺ makes a call. مَنْ يَشْتَرِي مِنِّي هَذَا الْعَبْدِ. Who's going to buy this slave from me? So Zahir says, who's playing this joke with me? Who's making this, who's doing this with me? So he feels the hands. Then he turns and subhanallah, he sees the face. Aisha would say, لَنَا شَمْسٌ وَلِلْآفَاقِ شَمْسُ شَمْسِي خَيْرٌ مِّن شَمْسِ السَّمَاءِ فَإِنَّ الشَّمْسَ تَطْلَعُ بَعْدَ فَجْرٍ وَشَمْسِي طَالِعٌ بَعْدَ الْعِشَاءِ وَشَمْسِي طَالِعٌ بَعْدَ الْعِشَاءِ. I have a sun and the skies have a sun. The difference is that the sky's sun has to set. My sun is risen 24/7. وَأَحْسَنَ مِنْكَ لَمْ تَرَ قَطُّ عَيْنِي وأجمل منك لم تلد النساء خلقت مبرأ من كل عيب كأنك قد خلقت كما تشاء. My Habib, there is none more beautiful than you in character. And we will talk about this inshallah. So the Prophet ﷺ does this and he turns around. Zahir says, who is this? And he says, subhanallah, it's the Prophet ﷺ. So he says, humbling himself, say, Ya Rasulullah, you're selling me? I'm very cheap. I'm worthless. I'm nothing. I'm worth a few pennies. Nabi alayhi salam looked at the situation and saw how he felt about himself, and he immediately boosted him. And Allah, he said that, no, don't feel like this. Don't feel like this. You're not cheap in the eyes of Allah. In the eyes of Allah, anta ghalim. In Allah, you are very valuable. You are very expensive. The people may take you lightly, but there's no angel in the skies who doesn't know your name. Abu Dharr radiallahu anhu was coming. Jibreel alayhi salam was with the Prophet alayhi salam, and he said, look, your companion Abu Dharr. Nabi alayhi salam says, Jibreel, you know Abu Dharr? He says, Wallahi huwa ashharu inda al-malaikati min al-nas. فَكَمْ مِن مَجْهُولٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَعْرُوفٌ فِي السَّمَاءِ فَكَمْ مِن مَجْهُولٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَعْرُوفٌ فِي السَّمَاءِ. They may be nameless amongst us. We don't care about their opinion here, but Allah, in Allah's courts, every angel knows his name. Every angel knows his name. He's expensive according. So this is, again, this love, this affection, this smile. Most of us don't even want to share a smile with a child, or a youngster, or our elders. Some people are very rough. Alhamdulillah, I've come to this community and I love it, subhanAllah. There's a lot of love and affection. Ukhuwah, this is part of Islam. This ukhuwah, this mahabba, this is part of our deen. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ مِنْ أَحَبِّكُمْ إِلَيَّ وَأَقْرَبِكُمْ مِنِّي مَجْلِسًا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَحَاسِنُكُمْ أَخْلَاقًا. He said, he says, the closest to me on the day of judgment and the most beloved from amongst you are those people who have the best character. The best character, not the ones who fast all day, not the ones who pray tahajjud, not the ones who give the most charity. No. The ones with the best character. The ones who can look at people and they can smile. They can look at people and they say, how are you doing, my brother? And this is why, what the poet says, and I swear, ikhwati fillah, inshallah, you're going to enjoy this. He says that, خُذِ الْعَفْوَ وَأْمُرْ بِالْعُرْفِ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ وَلِنْ فِي الْكَلَامِ لِكُلِّ الْأَنَامِ فَإِنَّهُ مُسْتَحْسَنٌ لِذَوِي الْجَاهِلِينَ. He says that deal with people in a cordial manner, with this love and respect and this humbleness, and don't shun them and don't hurt them. Do this with this love and affection. Why? Because those of a very high standard and respected and prestige people, this is what's befitting their character. This is what's befitting their profile, that they have this character, they have this love, they have this affection. So this is what we have to aspire for. That's why under the biography of Muhammad ibn Sirin, rahimahullah, a very, very great student of Anas ibn Malik, radiyallahu anhu, they write that وَكَانَ يُمَازِحُ بِالنَّاسِ وَكَانَ يُمَازِحُ بِالنَّاسِ. He would joke with people, he would entertain people, he would smile with the child, he would joke, he would treat a child like a child. The Prophet ﷺ in the house, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, or Umar, one of the two, and they walked in and they saw that the Prophet ﷺ is on his knees and on his hands. You know, he's on his knees and on his hands, and Hassan and Hussein are sitting on his back, and they're riding, and they say that, wow, how lucky you are. He said to the kids, how lucky you are, what a nice ride. You know, what a nice ride and what a nice conveyance you've gotten. You're sitting in the back of the Prophet ﷺ. Nabi ﷺ looked at them and he said, Abu Bakr, what great riders there are. What great riders they are. You know, you're praising the ride, but look at the riders. Subhanallah. With the child like a child. With the youngsters, you would act like a youngster. The story of Jabir ibn Abdullah, very lengthy story. Qissatu Jamali Jabir, a very long story, inshallah we'll share sometime. It's with a youngster, he's treating them youngsters. He got married and he said, A bikran am thayyiba. He's asking him, A bikran am thayyiba, but thayyiban ya Rasulullah. He said, did you marry a virgin woman or a woman who was previously married? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I married a woman who was previously married. He's like, لماذا لا بكرا تلاعب بها وتلاعب بك? Why not a young, why not an unmarried woman? You guys would gradually grow and you guys would have this love and affection. My point, it's a long story, but my point here is with the youngsters, he would treat them as youngsters. With the elders, he would treat them like the elders. He would give the love and respect to elders. This is what we have to learn. What we have to adapt into our lives. This love, this affection, this smile. You know what they write about the Prophet ﷺ? متواصل الأحزان دائم التبسم. متواصل الأحزان دائم التبسم. Continuous grief, but a perpetual smile. He's always, in his heart, he's worried about the ummah. فَلْيَضْحَكُوا قَلِيلًا وَلْيَبْكُوا كَثِيرًا. He's sad, he's mahzoon, his heart is filled with grief. But his face was always radiant with a smile, subhanAllah. His face was always smiling, subhanAllah, entertaining the people, coming with the people. So then I end on this final point. What we have to do with, how can we display this character? We have this proverb in Arabic, and inshallah we can get this like this. Despite these external factors where we smile, we greet each other. You know, we make salam first. Al-Badi'u bis-salami bari'un min al-kibr. The one who makes salam first is free from kibr. We make salam, we smile, we entertain, we hug. You know, we have this love and affection. And the final point, what we do, the person says, جَزْعُكَ فِي مُصِيبَتِكَ صَبْرُكَ فِي مُصِيبَتِكَ خَيْرٌ مِّن جَزْعِكَ وَجَزْعُكَ فِي مُصِيبَةِ أَخِيكَ خَيْرٌ مِّن صَبْرِكَ. صَبْرُكَ فِي مُصِيبَتِكَ خَيْرٌ مِّن جَزْعِكَ. Your patience, your tolerance in the time of your need and your hurt is better than you wailing and you crying and you telling everybody. You going and telling everybody what your pain is. Instead of that, uskut ya akhi, and then just do sabr, inshallah, with you and Allah. But وَجَزْعُكَ فِي مُصِيبَةِ أَخِيكَ خَيْرٌ مِّن صَبْرِكَ. But you wailing and moaning and groaning in the pain of your brother. When your brother's hurt, you're telling everybody, he's hurt. You know, we have to take care of him. We have to do this for him. We have to do this for him. This is what we must do. Unfortunately, it's flipped. When I'm hurt, I tell the whole world. I tell the whole world, this is the problem with me. Brother, Allah's testing me so much. Why? Why is he testing? Oh, I broke my wudu 3 times today. I have to make wudu this minute. Yeah, Allah's testing. But you know, when my brothers, it's okay, brother, sabr inshallah, make sabr inshallah, make sabr inshallah. Then when for the brother, it's sabr mashallah. So this is what we have to do. When it's our problem, then we make sabr. And when it's with our brother, then we make dua for him, we aid him and we assist him. And this is the character of the Prophet alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give one and all the ability and the tawfiq for action. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.